The morning fog rolled across the Santa Barbara coastline like a soft veil, the kind you might see draped across the face of a bride. Waves lapped gently against the shore as gulls circled lazily above, the city itself humming with the quiet magic of a California morning. By the time the sun burned through the mist, the hillside villa chosen by Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco had transformed into a living dreamscape. White roses climbing trellises, soft blush peonies arranged in glass bowls, fairy lights draped across ancient oaks that stood tall and eternal, as though blessing the union that was about to take place. For months, whispers had swirled that Selena Gomez, the Disney alum turned global superstar, and Benny Blanco, the hit-making producer whose fingerprints are on some of the biggest pop anthems of the last decade, were planning something big. But even the most fans weren't prepared for the news that broke that morning. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco had tied the knot in a private, star-studded ceremony in Santa Barbara. The word Selena married sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. This wasn't just a wedding, it was a cultural moment, the culmination of a love story many had watched blossom in real time. Chapter 2. From studio sparks to lifelong commitment. To understand why this marriage felt like destiny fulfilled, one has to revisit where it all began. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco first crossed paths in the music studio. Benny, already a prolific producer known for crafting chart-topping hits with artists like Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, and Halsey, was introduced to Selena during one of her most vulnerable artistic eras. She was working on music that peeled back layers of her soul, songs that chronicled her struggles, triumphs, and healing. At first, it was professional, hours in dimly lit studios, headphones perched on ears, scribbled lyrics scattered across tables. But as often happens in stories worth retelling, the lines blurred. Benny wasn't just a producer, he became a confidant. He listened, not just to her voice but to her silences, her pauses, her laughter between takes. Fans began noticing subtle shifts in Selena's interviews, the quiet glow that seemed to radiate from her whenever his name was mentioned. Eventually, the two confirmed what many already suspected: they were in love. Their romance was built not on the glittering facade of Hollywood, but on shared jokes in studios, long conversations over takeout, and an understanding that fame couldn't compete with authenticity. So, when news broke that Benny Blanco had proposed, with a ring as unique as their bond, it felt less like a surprise and more like the natural next step in a love story millions had been rooting for. Chapter 3. The Wedding of the Year. Santa Barbara, with its Spanish colonial charm and golden sunsets, was a deliberate choice. Selena had always described it as her peaceful place, a location where she felt grounded and free. Benny, ever the sentimental partner, wanted their wedding to embody exactly that: serenity, intimacy, and timeless beauty. The venue. The ceremony took place at a cliffside estate overlooking the Pacific. Guests arrived through wrought iron gates, greeted by soft music from a live string quartet. The air smelled of eucalyptus and roses, and the faint sound of ocean waves set the rhythm for the day. Selena's dress. When Selena appeared, time seemed to stop. She wore a custom gown by Oscar de la Renta, a flowing off-shoulder design with delicate lace detailing that whispered romance rather than screamed extravagance. Her makeup was understated: glowing skin, soft blush, and her signature nude lip. Her hair, pinned back with jeweled combs, caught the light of the California sun. Benny's look. Benny Blanco kept it effortlessly sharp with a tailored cream tuxedo, accented by a single white rose pinned to his lapel. True to his personality, there was a playful touch. His socks bore tiny embroidered records, a nod to the music that brought him and Selena together. The vows. The most unforgettable moment came when they exchanged vows. Selena, her voice trembling with emotion, spoke of Benny as the first person who saw me, not the star, not the headlines, just me. Benny, in turn, described Selena as his forever muse, saying she turned silence into song and loneliness into love. There wasn't a dry eye in the garden. The guests. The guest list was a who's who of Hollywood and music royalty. Taylor Swift, Selena's longtime best friend, was maid of honor and delivered a heartfelt toast later that evening. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber attended, surprising many, but sources described the atmosphere as warm, respectful, and focused on love. Other guests included Cardi B, Ed Sheeran, Francha Reza, and members of Selena's family who had supported her through her journey. Chapter 4. The Celebration. As dusk fell, the estate transformed into an enchanted garden. Lanterns floated above, fairy lights shimmered in the trees, and long wooden tables were set for a feast prepared by a Michelin-starred chef. Guests dined on a menu blending Selena's Tex-Mex roots and Benny's love for creative culinary twists, chili lime sea bass, handmade tortillas, roasted vegetables with mole sauce, and, of course, Benny's favorite, an elaborate dessert bar featuring everything from mini cheesecakes to Selena's beloved pickles dipped in chocolate, a quirky touch no one forgot. The first dance was to an acoustic version of Love You Like a Love Song, reimagined by Benny himself. Selena laughed softly as Benny twirled her, the song's lyrics taking on new meaning under the twinkling lights. Later, a surprise performance electrified the evening. Selena and Benny debuted a duet they had secretly written together, a tender ballad about finding love in unexpected places. The audience erupted into applause, realizing they had just witnessed the first ever performance of what would likely become an anthem. Chapter 5. The reactions. News spread like wildfire. Social media exploded with hashtags like hashtag Selena and Benny Forever and hashtag Santa Barbara Wedding. Fans shared teary-eyed reactions, thrilled that Selena, who had weathered so many public heartbreaks, had finally found her happy ending. Taylor Swift's Instagram post, a candid black and white shot of her hugging Selena in her gown, became instantly iconic. "My best friend found her forever," she captioned. Critics and commentators hailed the wedding as a refreshing antidote to Hollywood excess, a ceremony rooted in authenticity and love rather than spectacle. Chapter 6. What comes next? For Selena, marriage to Benny feels like the start of a new chapter, not just personally but artistically. Rumors already swirl about a joint album inspired by their love story, with tracks blending her emotive vocals and his masterful production. Benny, ever humble, has said in interviews that Selena makes everything worth it, hinting that stepping into the spotlight alongside her feels natural rather than intimidating. As for children, neither has made public plans, but sources close to the couple say they both dream of building a family someday, on their own timeline, away from the pressures of the public eye. Chapter 7. The legacy of their love. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's marriage is more than just a celebrity union. It's a testament to patience, to the power of friendship blossoming into love, to the belief that true connection can survive fame, scrutiny, and the noise of the world. Santa Barbara will forever be etched in their story, not just as the place where they said, "I do," but as the place where they sealed their resilience, their humor, their partnership, and their hope for the future. The waves will keep crashing, the oaks will keep standing, and the fairy lights will eventually dim. But for Selena and Benny, their love is the kind that doesn't fade when the music stops. It lingers, like a song you can't get out of your head, timeless, true, and unforgettable.